Following a healthy, well-rounded diet is one of the best ways to care for your health and reduce your risk of developing a variety of chronic diseases, from type 2 diabetes to heart disease. Though your eating pattern as a whole is what matters most when it comes to overall health, certain dietary components such as foods and drinks high in added sugar could harm your body and increase disease risk of you eating too much of it. Eating too much added sugar can negatively impact your blood sugar control, heart health, body weight, and more. Added sugar refers to sweeteners that are added to food and beverages to enhance flavor, such as sugar added to baked goods, ice cream, candy, flavored yogurt, and soda. It's different from the natural sugars found in fruits, dairy products, and vegetables. Research shows that diets high in added sugar increase heart disease risk factors such as high triglycerides, elevated blood sugar, and blood pressure. Obesity and atherosclerosis, the narrowing of arteries caused by fatty deposits accumulating along artery walls. A 2022 review that included data on over 100,000 women found that those who consumed 15% or more of their total daily energy intake as added sugar were 20% more likely to develop coronary heart disease compared to women who consumed less sugar. The study also found that consuming one or more servings of sugar-sweetened beverages per day was associated with a modestly increased risk of total heart disease, coronary heart disease, and total risk of stroke. Consuming too much added sugar, especially in the form of fructose, can damage the liver and cause fat to build up in this critical organ. Fructose is a type of sugar that's almost exclusively broken down by the liver, where it's converted into energy to be used by the body or stored as glycogen for later use. However, when too much fructose is consumed from sugary foods and drinks like soda, it overwhelms the liver and causes excess glycogen to be turned into fat. This leads to a buildup of excess fat in the liver, which is known as non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. A 2015 study that included data on 5,908 adults found that people who consumed sugary sweetened beverages daily had a 56% greater risk of developing fatty liver disease compared to non-consumers. Sugary foods and drinks can contribute to diabetes development in several ways. Consuming too much added sugar can lead to a calorie surplus. Consuming too many calories leads to weight gain over time, which can eventually lead to obesity, a key risk factor for type 2 diabetes. Additionally, consuming large amounts of added sugar can lead to elevated blood sugar and resistance to insulin, a hormone that shuttles blood sugar into cells where it can be used for energy. Insulin resistance is when cells stop responding appropriately to insulin, which causes high blood sugar and insulin levels. A 2021 review of 16 studies found that each serving per day increment of sugar-sweetened beverage intake increased the risk of developing type 2 diabetes by 27%. Some evidence suggests that when added sugar is restricted to less than 5% of total calories, it may reduce the risk of developing type 2 diabetes by 50%. A high sugar diet is one of the top causes of dental caries in adults and children. When you eat sugary foods or drink sugary sweetened beverages, bacteria in your mouth break down the sugar, which releases acidic byproducts that damage the teeth by demineralizing tooth enamel. Eating too much added sugar can cause you to take in excess calories, which leads to weight gain over time. Because sugary foods and drinks are usually low in satiating nutrients such as fiber and protein, they are easy to overeat. Plus, certain sweeteners like fructose may increase feelings of hunger, which further drives calorie intake. Added sugar intake is associated with an accumulation of a harmful type of fat called visceral fat. Visceral fat is a type of deep belly fat that surrounds your internal organs. Having high amounts of visceral fat is strongly associated with an increased risk of a number of health conditions, including type 2 diabetes and heart disease. High sugar diets have been linked to impaired memory, cognitive decline, and a greater risk of mental health conditions like depression. Studies show that diets high in added sugar can reduce brain volume, which is associated with cognitive decline. A 2017 study that included 4,276 people over the age of 30 found that those who consumed more than one sugary drink per day had lower total brain volume. High sugary diets have also been associated with the development of mental health conditions such as anxiety and depression. A 2017 study that included data on 23,245 people found that men who consumed the most added sugar had a 23% increased risk of developing common mental disorders, which includes depressive and anxiety disorders after 5 years. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, like, and share.